So just basic, so you got basically the sky, the grass, the tent. I'll probably keep the mountains white to give it just like a traditional, mountain color kind of look. Okay, so I guess I'll start with the tent just to make it simple. Yeah, 'cause I don't want the tent to blend into the grass, so I was going to do green originally, but the problem is it'll blend in the grass too much, so I was like, yeah, why don't you try red? Can make it nice and colorful. Just make it a nice darkish red. Try to add some color to it. It could be like a barn, like a barn on a farm kind of color, like a barn red. Give it an interesting, unique color. Just make sure to get rid of the white spots, so there's no white spots to ruin it. Okay, like I said previously, I do have multiple videos, like 2010s style. 2010s style. And I'm doing did research because it's been a long time. I know some videos I do watch are from the 2010s. I've been doing different research and look at the different old style ASMR videos to kind of get a better idea. Because I don't watch a lot, like some, old ASMRs I watch. But I've been watching different ones. I want to get a better idea of what videos were like back then. Because I can't remember exactly. Because I want to give it that, like, I really want to have that strong, like, 2010, like 2010s. Not like the year 2010, like 2010 and 2019. The whole decade era kind of style ASMR. Do that real OG ASMR. Which is actually when I started to like interesting where it was sometime around next summer because I graduated high school in 2012 and I discovered ASMR sometime before 2012. I want to say it was like 2010 or 11, but I can't remember. Because I didn't even know what ASMR was. I didn't even know what the hell it was. I used to watch meditation videos. So then I saw ASMR, which first, those switch sides. Those who saw my post I did about Heather Feather. Now I don't know what the heck happened to her. I remember hearing about something about health problems or something like that. And I remember she hasn't been on YouTube in God knows how long. And I'm not sure she's on YouTube, but I gave a shout out to her because she's actually the first ASMR artist I saw, because I saw some video. And I remember seeing it. It was like I was a teenager. I think because I graduated in 2012. I was only 18. Well, technically I was 17. I graduated when I turned 18 was like 2 days after I graduated. So because I graduated June 20th. My birthday is the 22nd of June, so 2 days after, but when you round it off close enough. But yeah, so I was a teenager, and I'm like looking, I'm like, what in the hell is ASMR? I said, what the heck does that even mean? I said, I don't know what the heck is this. I gotta check this out. This sounds kind of weird. And I'm looking, I'm like, I don't know. I was confused because I liked it. I liked the way it sounded. I liked the idea of ASMR, but it was confusing to me because I never heard of it. I just watched meditation videos at the time. And I'm like, oh, and then I saw, and eventually it was on the news. But the news broadcast, which drove me nuts a little bit. Because they're all like poking fun. Yeah, they're all poking fun at ASMR. It's kind of belittling them and like making fun of them, and it's a joke. I'm like, people can make fun of ASMR artists all you want, but news people, but I can tell you one thing, they're making a lot of money. Like, some people make like a lot of money doing ASMR, so I'm like, now for me, no, like I said, I haven't made any money from doing ASMR. I wish, I wouldn't mind that, someday. Now technically I'm eligible for YouTube to do that, but I'm waiting because I want to get more subscribers. I want it to be like channel with tons of subscribers, tons of views. So that way it looks impressive. So my chances of if it happening are, great. Now, obviously, no, I didn't do it for the money. No, I do it because I like it. Now it's kind of one of those things where it's like, yeah, sure. If YouTube came along and said, hey, you could do what you're doing, everything else, just keep racking those views and getting people in and doing your thing, and we'll pay you for it. I'd be like, yeah, that'd be great. Because I could purchase more equipment. It'd be money, and I can make on the side to make more money, so that I can get really very expensive cameras, microphones, products, and all that stuff like that, and stuff. And kind of turn to a business, which eventually I want to do. Because my stepfather has his own business where he creates websites for people, and he said he said already he would make a website for me. So, but of course I had to get the money because I said it takes a bit of money for someone to build a website and then to keep the website and everything else up. But yes, eventually someday I'll have a website somewhere YouTube where I upload the videos and you can do comments and stuff like that. And it basically would be ad free. So I would have other revenues like a business to make the money, so you don't have to watch ads. So basically it would be like an ad free YouTube. So not exactly ad free YouTube, but like that. But the difference is you don't have to pay for no ads. I simply would just do it because, again, I'm not a greedy person who's like, oh, let me see how much money I could stretch out of somebody. My thing is just like everybody else, I'm like, these YouTube ads are so annoying when you just want to watch a video and they gotta do this whole, oh, well, you gotta watch an ad. I'm like, and I see so many people who hate that. I'm like, I agree, they're annoying as hell. Or like me, I like to watch video movies on YouTube because they have free movies. Now, I'm not usually big on streaming, but, like I said, I like it because it's free and they have some pretty good movies. Recently, they're free with ads. And so I'm like, well, someday when I can, I might go viral, and I'm making enough money that I can afford it. And obviously, when I can afford to do it, because it's like I said, it's not cheap. It'll basically be, like I said, ad free. But the difference is you don't have to pay. You won't have to pay. You won't have to pay for that a subscription just to get ad free. It'll be ad free just from the start, just for the heck of it. Because I don't want you to feel like you have to just hand your money to me just to get free ads and get that comfort of free ads. Now, obviously, yes. Obviously, like I said, it's gonna be a long time before that happens. But in the future, yeah, it's not if, it's a guarantee because I want to do it. Like I said, I got different ideas for an online store and everything that I want to do. So that, like I said, that would basically give me the money I need in order to, do this. And what I might do, I'm thinking about, is maybe I could have it so that other ASMR artists can do it too. That they can have their videos too. And it could be a website where you see my ASMR and also your other favorite ASMR artists. People can see their videos and stuff like that. Now, obviously, I know that some bigger ASMRs probably would want commission, or some sort of, money gain for that. Now, obviously, I haven't figured that part out yet. Like I said, the idea and imagination of it is in the early stages. Like, in the early stages, still, I have no freaking clue how this all would work. Because I said I had to figure out income and, I had to see how my business does and try to, like I said, try to make up that income so I can make it happen, and stuff like that, and show YouTube and other companies like YouTube and TikTok and everything else that, you can do it without having to charge someone, so much money. You can do it. You just gotta stop worrying about the money so much. Find other revenues to make money. Give the customer what they want and the viewers. Stuff like that, But everything. Like I said, I haven't done this coloring page in a while, and I want to do it again because I like doing it. And plus, I know now my one subscriber, Ellen111, she really loves these coloring pages too, so I'm gonna make sure to do that for her. I mean, everybody else too, you know. But like I said, I've been keeping track, right? I have like a little notepad in my laptop, and I'm in my little folder books, my book bag, which obviously you've seen videos of my Jurassic World book bag, with it's either a Corvette or a Camaro folder, I can't remember, some car folder. And I write down like just the username, and I write like different things that they tell me. Now, obviously, you know, like I said, I don't show because a lot of people do it. No, not everybody, but a good portion of people do it in private messaging. So obviously, I can't show it because, like I said, you know, I don't want to, you know, like I said, you know, it's private messaging, you know, and I want the whole world, you know, and I made sure to keep it, you know, private. You know, now obviously, yeah, some people say, hey, yeah, I don't care if you mention that it was my, you know, video suggestion, or some people are like, or some will say like, this is my video suggestion, just, you know, if you can, just don't mention, you know, my username, because some people, like I said, some people like to keep it just, you know, private, and stuff like that, so, you know, like I said, but yeah, so if you ever do a video request and stuff like that, you can always tell me, like if you do it private, you can always say, hey, you know, here's my video request, but, you know, and if you don't want to be mentioned in the video, give you credit. I know some people don't, but like I said, I like to do it because I feel like I want to give you credit for it. But some people don't want to, you know. So you just let me know. That's all. Stuff like that. Yeah, and it looks a little funny, but doing this because it'll cover up the weird, awkward lines in the actual thing. Like I said, it looks stupid, like really dumb for me to do it like this. But it will help to get rid of these weird lines that make it look stupid. That way it looks more proper. Plus it helps get rid of those white lines that look like crap. Ugh, it just looks horrible like that. Those white lines are just, it drives me nuts. Drives me crazy. But I like to do this because it's like a Bob Ross style. I remember I had a request for that a long time ago when I had long hair. So that's why I like to do the landscape one. Because yes, actually, on the time when I first started doing these, my original subscribers will definitely remember that. Like from my old channel that came over to this one, they definitely remember that ASMR Wolf when I was under a different name that I was using at the time, which I can't remember what the heck it was. It was some stupid name I thought of, but it wasn't Wolf or ASMR. It was something else. It was some weird thing I can't remember. And then I changed it. Eventually, I just kind of changed to ASMR Wolf, and it just stuck. You know. But yeah, and I used to do ASMR when I had really long hair, which I do miss. I do miss having my really long hair and everything. I do miss that a lot. Which is why I'm trying to find old files. I used to have them somewhere on my Google Photos and somewhere else. I'm trying to figure out what the heck happened to those files because I want to upload those original videos. Now, obviously, they weren't as good. The camera was obviously my phone camera that was older, and I never microphone really at the time. I just used the microphone that was built in the phone. So, and then I had no idea how to edit videos back then. So it was just very, 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 very basic. But like I said, I can edit it to make it sound better and look better. You know, now that I know how to do that, but I can't find the edit. I don't know what happened to it. I don't understand. You know, it's strange unless Google deleted them, which I hope not. But what I thought about doing is getting a long-haired wig so that I can kind of, as close as I can, replicate what I used to look like, you know, as a teenager. So I can kind of give it that look, you know, and recreate those videos, those original, like 2010s era videos. Started doing ASMR. I can't remember the year I first started ASMR because like I said I used to do political videos and just me talking about random subjects and motivational videos. Like I was trying different things, but nothing was sticking. And ASMR, I swear, was like the best thing I discovered because we've gained so many people to join our YouTube family and stuff like that. I'm like, I love it. I love it. I did ASMR because it was the most successful project discovered it. Like I said, too, like I said, I discovered Feather ASMR, and that's why, I would always praise her and everything else, because if it wasn't for her, I might not be an ASMR artist, and everything else. I probably would have given up years ago, and given up and just, stuff like that. And there's one time I did give up, actually, and people were messaging me, they couldn't believe it, that, and then, it really got to my heart, really bad, and it just, this fire ignited inside me, and I was like, like I said, general English down, kids are around, but basically I was like, fuck it, I gotta do it. So now I said, no, I don't say that, but it's the truth. It's the truth. It's what I said, and like I said, I want to be truthful, if you know what I mean. So, like I said, obviously I wouldn't put it like that, but it's the truth. So I was like, fuck it, I can't give up. I was like, just keep pushing forward. I was like, did Jesus get? Because like, for me, it's like, did Jesus give up? Did Gandhi give up? None of these people, they never given up. Did George Washington give up? Did the Queen of England give up? No, they never did. So why should you give up? And I'm glad that those people messaged me on Instagram. Now, obviously, like I said, I know who they were. Like I said, I just don't mention it because, like I said, for their privacy. But yes, I do remember, and one of them was my very long-time subscriber. Like I said, I don't mention it for their privacy. But yes, I do actually remember the exact people that messaged me and stuff like that. And I'm forever grateful they did, because, they did that. It really pushed me hard to realize that you can't just give up. You keep going. No matter what, you keep going. To now where I'd say I would never in my life consider giving up. Hell no. But anyway, don't get off track. Yeah, so here it is. Doesn't that look nice or what? It's so colorful. See, that's what I was saying. It gets rid of all those weird dark line things that look just strange when you do it like that. It looks strange when I do it, but it actually works. But yeah, so that's it. So I got 2 other videos too, so I'm going to end the video here. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, or share my videos.